Hello there, welcome to another Donger deck discussion. We are making new decks. Patches out, all good. Patch 115, really highly cosmetic more than anything else. Nothing really too huge to concern ourselves as deck builders with, which is kind of groovy. So I have decided to try and make an anti-aggro deck. Aggro is becoming very prevalent again. A lot of very big, fast, rushy decks are in the meta. So, two of the best sort of anti-aggro champions are Soraka and Braum, and with a lot of heal and with Star Spring, etc., etc. You know, we are pretty much looking at um, a combination of cards that deserve to just slap aggro's ass, you want the truth. And then against every other deck, you really need like Star Spring and Soraka to start like doing an awful lot. But let's go through the deck and I'll show you what we're going for. So the Wonder button, 19 spells, which is quite a lot. But we're a healing deck. We want to be quite wide. We want to keep our units alive. We want to heal. And we're also a Star Spring deck. So if we get 22 heals, then we win regardless of what's actually happening. So with that in mind, our highest thing that we're getting is an 8. And then it's a 5. And everything else is under 4, which is pretty good. So your mana efficiency and curve is all pretty good. So suggestions. If you're playing control, mid-range, combo decks, you need this lady, you need Soraka, and you need Star Spring. So I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. These are the only decks, you know, so like Elite's mid-range, combo decks like Heimervi, things like Lux Leona, Dragon decks, anything with landmarks for themselves. You need Star Spring, you need Soraka, you need to level up Soraka as quickly as possible. Do the 22 damage replaced by heal. There's a lot in here that will heal itself, which is fantastic. There's a lot in here that will do damage all across the board, which is fantastic. But against combo and especially control decks, Soraka, who on her most basic balance, heal me and my supported ally 4. That's pretty good. And once you've damaged allies 4+ times, first time you heal a damaged ally, draw 1, and you fully heal Soraka and the one that she's supporting. That's pretty excellent. So that's for every other deck apart from aggro. When you're playing aggro, these are what you want. You want Ember Maiden, Kindly Tavern Keeper, Avalanche, and probably Broadback Protector. That's pretty much what you want. Because Avalanche into most aggro decks will destroy everything. That 2 damage across will do absolutely everything. Let's just go through the deck, shall we? Let's just go through this. So every other deck not aggro, Soraka and Star Spring. Now, Star Spring is equally valid with everything else because we're just going to buff up units like crazy, keep everything getting buffed and buffed and buffed. But against aggro, we need something to like slow their first 3 or 4 or 5, 6 rounds down, and then in the mid game we've got so much stuff out there that they will probably just literally concede because they have no chance of getting through your fully leveled horrible people, a leveled Braum, bouncing out 3/3 overwhelm Yetis. Yeah, it's not good. It ain't good. So here's the deck. Guiding Touch, just a 2 of. You will see everything in here is just a 2 of. Is only these 2, and they're both spells. So we can't play anything on 1. Please keep that in mind. You will not be doing anything turn 1, 0. Guiding Touch, heal an ally or your Nexus 2, draw 1. Heal an ally, especially if you have the Star Spring out. But you also get to draw a card, which is really handy in a card game. Hush! Silence a unit this round. Any unit at all, whatever. If you're about to die, this is much better late game than it is at any other time. Unless, of course, you're playing against decks that have a lot of lifesteal, for example. Really good to put into if you're playing against a Demacia deck. Really, really good to wipe out Fiora. The absolutely beautiful Radiant Guardian. No, it's not doing anything. No, it's not tough. No, it's not anything. No, goodbye. Thank you so much for playing, and kill it off with no benefit to them. But those are the only two cards we're running 2-0s, and everything else we're running 3. And most of this is going to be heals. So Pale Cascade, give an ally 2-1 this round. If it's the second card you play, the Nightfall trigger triggers, and you get to draw a card. Card draw really essential in this deck because we want as many cards as we can to maximize our efficiency playing back when they just swing an open attack at you, maybe around 6 or 7 coming into the late game. This is really good to like remove a whole ton of stuff, keep things alive, and by that level you've probably healed 17 times or whatever. If you can then heal and then throw out a Soraka who's fully healing this, and then you've got the Star Spring, yeah, you've pretty much just won. So that's pretty much it. Star Spring, the landmark. Round end, heal damaged allies 1. Then once I've seen you heal 22 damage, you win the game. That's a heck of a landmark indeed. 3 troll chance. You can give one of your allies +2 health and -2 power to any other unit going. That can help save them. That can help save your Nexus damage. Lots and lots of ways to do it. Most people I see when I'm playing online is that they, keep a unit alive, and by taking off the power of the one that they're trade. Make sure that your Nexus isn't taking too much damage. It's not that bad early doors, but late on, yeah, just stop them and take the trade. It's a far better way of doing stuff. Now, this card is just ridiculous. So this is the Ember Maiden. She is completely class. At the round start, you deal 1 to everything. 1 to the Nexus, 1 to your Nexus, 1 to your champion, 1 to their champion, 1 to their... Everything on the board is dealt 1 damage. So if you're playing against an aggro deck, Ember Maiden can essentially, really easily, all by herself, remove half a board, 3/4 of a board. If you're playing fearsomes and all that sort of stuff, if you're playing against Shadow Wilds, most of them have only got 1 health. Yep, goodbye, and you're just opening up the board to your full attack. Now, the problem with the Ember Maiden is that she only has 2 health. She will also do 1 to herself, and then probably die. So, play this on the round before you want to throw out, and then hope that you have like a Pale Cascade or a Guiding Touch or a Soraka to throw out and hit her again and again and again. But on attack, this would be probably the one that I would want to put on, because this girl does so much damage, it's terrifying. It's all on the Mohawk. That's what it is. She's a mad, mad bitch. She just kills everything. There's like freaking laser beams coming out and smacking everybody. Keeping her alive is amazing. And there's a way we can do that. And I will tell you that in 3 cards. Kindly Tavern Keeper. Oh, look at you with your lovely owl with carrot. I have no idea what that means, but it's there anyway. Heal an ally or your Nexus 3. Only heal your Nexus if you're about to die. The rest of the time, heal an ally, especially if you've got Star Spring. So ideally, we would like a Star Spring in opening hand, and a Soraka, and an Ember Maiden, and a Kindly Tavern Keeper, or whatever, just to kind of keep this going early doors. So, easy ways to heal. That will make everything heal off a Star Spring. That's really good for keeping something alive, healing, stopping, healing, all good. Soraka does not take long to heal damaged allies 4 times. Really doesn't. Not with all these nice cheap spells that are helping as well. Now, Pale Cascade gives an ally +2/+1. That's not healing. That's That's a buff. So be careful when we're doing stuff like this. But the Ember Maiden, although costing 3 mana, this is an amazing card to play on her because you will heal an ally 4, making her a 3/6, and then grant it +4 health. So she can sit there doing her damnedest. At a 3/6, she'll go to a 3/5, but she'll be able to round start deal 1 to everything for 5 rounds. That's what Astral Projection is in here for. It's also very good to keep Soraka alive. It's also very good to keep Braum alive. In fact, I think Astral Protection is probably the best healing spell in the game per mana cost that we have in Legends of Runeterra, which is why we are running 3 of, or I'd be running a lot more. I'd be running 10 of these if you were allowed to go over 3, but we're not. Again, early doors, Avalanche, deal 2 to all units. I don't care if you're killing your own side of the board. I don't care if you're... That card is brilliant and can be played on round 3 if you haven't played anything. Remember, round 1, no cards. You're going to get 1 spell mana. Round 2. Oh, look, the only thing that we can play on 2 is Star Spring. Get it down if you have it. If you don't, pass again. Then we're in round 3. 3 for the mana, 3 spell. In which case, kind of wait until they've got something out, because I guarantee by round 3 they'll have got at least 2, if not 3 things out, and then deal 2 to all units. You haven't lost a single thing or a single character. Avalanche is fantastic and will still leave you 2 extra mana to do something else with. So say they've been attacking on 1, you take 2 damage. You pass on 2, they put out something else. On 3, they put out something else to hit you. If they absolutely chin all their mana, you'd have to do this before they attack and deal 2 to everything. And then you will end up with 2 extra mana to start putting things like Ember Maiden and Kindly Tavern Keepers down and still have the 2 mana left, which is lovely. So Braum, amazing. I hated him at the start when I first started playing this. I hated him. I hated him even more when he went to 1/6. I love him at 0/5. I just think he's a really solid, good character. Very easy to level up to get the 10 total damage in, and then he gives you the amazing Mighty Poro with Overwhelm that goes straight through things, and that is fantastic. Another good person, even though he's got 5. Astral Projection on him, he is now a 0/9. Soraka is a 1/10, and Ember Maiden is a 3/6. Each one of those fantastic. We don't have that many units. As I say, 6 of those are champions. And that takes us down to 12, which is the Ember Maiden, the Kindly Tavern Keeper, and that's 6 more. So that's 12. What else have we got? Okay. This is just one of the best cards in any Soraka deck. So a 2/7, heal your Nexus 3, and you will want to be putting him out almost at the same stage as we want to put Braum out, but I would put this out first, then take out Braum on an attack and take something that can do, say, 3 damage, and you immediately get your first little Mighty Poro out, and off you go, which is pretty decent. Last 2 cards, Catalyst of Aeons. This will get out Braum or Broad Protector a lot cheaper as you get an empty mana gem and heal your Nexus 3. And the Infinite Mind Splitter. When you play 2 enemies, 1 second. I'll be right down! The Infinite Mind Splitter. The dragon that does everything. Wonderful, wonderful thing here. Pick 2 enemies and at the round start, stun them. Now, probably best to do things that you don't want to attack with and that you don't really want to pull in with Braum. You just don't want them hitting your Nexus, and that is probably the best way to play this deck. So this is my Soraka Braum Mega Heal deck. 14 or 15 minutes of how it plays. If you're up against anything, control, mid-range, combo, Soraka, and Star Spring, everything else, get out the Ember Maidens, Avalanches, Kindly Tavern Keepers, and Broadback Protectors. Stop all of this nonsense straight away. Mid-game, start playing down a few units. Astral projection, things that you want to stay alive, because if you get this to a 211, you're never going to lose. You're just never, ever, ever going to lose. My name is Sith Holocron. The Deckcode, which you will see me just saving right here and copy to it, is in the pinned comments, along with a free invite to our Discord, etc., etc., etc. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, Dongers out.